Ladies and gentlemen, Eagles Nation, buckle up, because if you thought the NFC East was a pressure cooker before, this week's brewing storm in Philly just turned up the heat to volcanic levels. What happens when your star quarterback and your elite wideout start trading side-eyes instead of touchdowns? Is this the crack in the armor that could derail another Super Bowl dream? I'm your host, diving deep into the drama that's got Lincoln Financial Field buzzing louder than a bird's tailgate on Broad Street. Welcome to Eagles Edge. Let's fly into this one. Folks, at 8-2, the Philadelphia Eagles are perched atop the NFC East like the kings they are, but don't let those two losses fool you. They're a juggernaut waiting to roar. Yet, whispers from the locker room are turning into shouts, and it's all centering on that electric duo, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. Reports from The Athletic's Diana Rossini, yeah, the one who always seems to have her ear to the ground on these juicy anonymous scoops, paint a picture of frustration bubbling over. Brown, the big-bodied beast who's torched secondaries for years, isn't hiding his disappointment. He's hinted, without flat-out saying it, that the offense feels like it's sputtering because Hurts is playing it a tad too safe. And get this, it's not just AJ. Other offensive weapons are grumbling about Jalen's reluctance to sling it deep, especially against those pesky zone coverages that dare you to take risks. Take it with a grain of salt, sure, but when the chatter's this loud, it's hard to ignore. Now, let's zoom in on the man in the middle of it all, our veteran anchor, Brandon Graham. The guy who unretired last year to plug holes in that edge rush after injuries hit like a Philly winter storm. BG's not one to shy from the spotlight. Remember his iconic sack dance after sealing that Super Bowl 52 win back in 18? On his podcast this week, Graham dropped some real talk, straight from the heart of the huddle. It ain't easy for Nick Sirianni, he said. It ain't easy for Jalen Hurts. It ain't easy even for A.J. Brown. Because he's got to deal with the stuff he wants to get done, the outside noise that he hears every day. We all gotta manage what we deal with on the outside. And then he nailed it, we gotta be professional at the end of the day. We can't let sometimes stuff that's going on be louder than what's going on at work. Graham's words, pure gold. It's a reminder that behind the helmets and highlights, these are brothers in green, battling not just opponents but the endless echo chamber of fans, family, and yes, us in the media. But hold on, the legends are chiming in too, and it's got that extra layer of Philly grit. DeSean Jackson, Speedy D, the fleet-footed Flash who lit up the league with those deep bombs alongside Donovan McNabb in the late 2000s? He's tight with A.J., calls him family. And on a recent spot, D-Jax didn't mince words. It's something else going on. I got a great relationship with A.J. I respect him. I can't say it, but I know it's something else going on. It's not all about football. It's not all about XS and OS. I've had situationships with quarterbacks I didn't necessarily like. And when it ain't there, it sticks out like a sore thumb. Whoa. Is this just the grind of a long season, or something deeper? Like the tension that simmered since that heartbreaking Super Bowl 57 loss to the Chiefs in 2023? Back then, Hurts was the gunslinger, the dual-threat dynamo who carried us to glory. But now, some say that weight's made him buttoned up, a bit too serious, fraying those once-tight bonds with guys like Brown. It's like watching Reggie White and Brian Dawkins in their prime, fierce leaders who kept the pack united through the fire. Can Jalen channel that Minister of Defense vibe and glue this thing back together? Alright, let's break it down with some cold, hard numbers, because in Philly, we love our stats like we love our cheesesteaks. Brown's not wrong to feel the dip. Last year in 2024, he was feasting on 7.46 targets per game, hauling in 5.15 catches. This season, it's dipped to 7.22 targets and just 4.22 receptions. That's a drop-off, no doubt, and at 66.5 yards a game for his running mate Devonta Smith. Wait, that's actually up a tick from last year. Smitty's slicing through coverages like it's nothing. And don't get me started on Saquon Barkley, our thunderous running back who exploded onto the scene from those Giants days. His touches and yards have taken the biggest hit, yet you don't hear him venting on the sideline. Why the spotlight on A.J.? Maybe it's that superstar fire. Brown's the guy who body-slammed defenders at Ole Miss, the alpha who demands the ball like it's his birthright. But here's the tactical twist. Hurts, cautious captain mode? It's working wonders. Philly's red zone offense is a machine at 75% touchdown rate, the best in the league. Total turnovers? A measly 4, with Jalen tossing just one pick. That's not broken, that's blueprint for a deep playoff run. Imagine if Hurts uncorks a few more of those 50-yard lasers we saw in his Alabama days. Pair that with Sirianni's scheming, and watch defenses crumble like the Cowboys' secondary last Thanksgiving. Picture this: I'm ringside in the locker room, mic in hand, pulling aside AJ after practice. "Hey, big fella," I say, "we're hearing the noise. How do you and Jalen turn this into fuel?" Brown, wiping sweat from that signature fade, grins just a touch. "Look man, we're brothers in this fight. Jalen's my guy, he's got ice in his veins. But yeah, sometimes you gotta remind each other, we're built for the deep ball, not the safe sail." Next game, we're lighting it up. Fly Eagles fly. Or cut to Sirianni in his headset, that intense stare. Drama? Nah, that's just Philly passion. We've got the pieces: Hurts legs, Brown's hands, Smith's speed. We're not fixing what's winning, we're just turning up the volume. And from the stands, a die-hard fan in a Dawkins jersey chimes in, "This is our city, tough, loud, unbreakable. We've survived Snow Bowl heartbreaks and '07 miracle runs. This, just Tuesday. Fictional, maybe, but it feels real, doesn't it?" That's the pulse of Eagles Nation. So, where does this leave us heading into Week 12? With the Cowboys licking their wounds and plotting a playoff push. Shout out to Albert Breer pondering if Dak and company can claw back. The Eagles hold the division reins. But these Fishers, they could cost us that home field advantage we've chased since the Fly Eagles Fly echoes drowned out the world in 2018. My prediction: Hurts shakes off the rust, Brown hauls in a 200-yard monster, and Philly rolls to 12-5, earning that Super Bowl rematch redemption. The talent's there, the defense, led by Graham's growl, is carrying the load like the '04 squad that shocked the world. Don't fix what's not broke, just let it breathe. Playoffs, locked. Lombardi, within reach. Eagles fans, from the Schuylkill River to those raucous sections at the Link, this is your team, raw, resilient, ready to rumble. Tune in Sunday as we face opponent. Wait, that's for the schedule gods, and let's chant it loud. Fly, Eagles, fly. For more breakdowns, hit subscribe on the channel. We're your front row seat to Philly football. Until next time, keep the faith green. What a time to be a bird. Oh.